Good afternoon, everybody. The Washington State University Cougars played host to the Oregon State Beavers in the Cougars' annual homecoming game on a cloudy, cool day at Rogers Field in Pullman. The starting offensive lineup for Washington State: at swing end, number 83, Tom Kelly. At quick tackle, number 74, Bob Trigstad. At quick guard, number 65, Jim Nelson. At center, number 52, Ron Verlick. At strong guard, number 68, Wayne Foster. At strong tackle, number 72, Joe Broker. And the strong end, number 88, Rich Sharon. One change in the Cougar starting backfield for the Oregon State game. At quarterback, number 15, Dave Peterson. At tailback, number 22, Clarence Williams. Starting at fullback on the offense, number 35, Dennis McCurdy, a 6'1", 195 junior from Coeur d'Alene, replacing Larry Elmas in the starting lineup. And the right halfback, starting for the Cougars, number 20, Bill Gaskins. We'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment. First, here's a word from the man from Northwestern. Steve Clark will kick off for Oregon State. Gaskins and Williams are the deep men, and Clark boots it into the end zone. Williams takes it there and downs it, and the Cougars will put it in play at the 20-yard line as the Beavers and Cougars meet at Rogers Field in Washington State homecoming. Going into the ball game, Washington State had won 3 and lost 3. Oregon State 5-1. The Beavers dropped their opener to Northwestern and since then have won 5 straight. Cougars set the offense for the first offensive play of the ball game. Dennis McCurdy, the fullback, is played as Clarence Williams carries on the first play and goes for 5 yards up the middle to the 25-yard line. Williams is in the fullback slot in the I, and McCurdy, the fullback, will be flanked, and the Cougars will run it that way at least for a time during this ball game. It's a similar system that they used against Idaho a week ago. 2nd down and 5, and again McCurdy is flanked to the left side. It's Williams again carrying, finds a big hole, breaks in the open, fumbles. Oregon State has it in Cougar territory at the 42-yard line. Greg Hartman, a defensive end, made the recovery, and a bad break for the Cougars as they seemingly were rolling. The Beavers have Paul Brothers, the sensational sophomore, number 19 at quarterback, and he immediately wants to call time to check some signals and get some offensive help in the ball game, as the Beavers did not get the offensive platoon in on the change of ball. And so the Cougars, of course, make the same change, getting the defensive platoon in. Now the Beavers are ready to go. 1st and 10 at the Cougar 42-yard line. Brothers on the first play. Back to throw. Shoots one over. Completes it to McDougal on the far side, and he's wrestled out of bounds at the 33-yard line. 2nd and 1 for the Beavers. Brothers stacks the I on the keeper. Gets away. Gets inside. Still going, and finally is pulled down from behind by Larry Griffith, number 61, but the Beavers get a big first down deep in Washington State territory. 1st and 10 Beavers at the Cougar 17-yard line. Brothers on a quick hitter to Cliff Watkins, but he doesn't go anywhere and is dropped for about a 2-yard loss back at about the 21-yard line. Dave Thomas in to make the stop. 2nd and 12 at the 19-yard line. Moreland is flanked wide to the right. Brothers, a quick look-in pass to McDougal. He may score, and he will. Touchdown, Oregon State. On the look-in pass from Brothers to Doug McDougal, and it didn't take the Beavers long to go out in front 6-0. Steve Clark, who does nothing but place kick for Oregon State. Gordon Queen, the veteran senior quarterback, will be holding. Kick is up. It is good, and the score, Oregon State 7, Washington State nothing, 12:46, the time remaining to play in the first period. Clark runs forward to boot it. Gaskins and Williams are deep. And again, it goes into the end zone and touches somebody. They're going to have to down the ball in the end zone, which they do. The wind is blowing in that direction, and so the Cougars will bring it out, put it in play at the 20-yard line. Cougars have Larry Elmas back in at fullback. This time they send Gaskins in motion to the right. That's Williams with the ball. Outside and bumped out of bounds across the way after a nice gain. 2nd and 2 for the Cougars. Elmas carrying, and he's stopped short of the first down. He has to go to the 30-yard line, and he'll be about a yard short. Cougars 3rd and 1 at their own 29-yard line. Beavers lead at 7-0. Williams starts in motion. keeper play with Peterson carrying, and he gets the first down with a couple of yards to spare. Kelly, the swingman, comes to the right. You may note the Cougars alternate swingmen on every play. It's Elmas driving right up the middle across the 35 to the 36-yard line, a gain of about 4 yards. Well, the officials mark it down at the 30.5-yard line. The swingman goes to the left side. Williams starts moving as Peterson elects to keep it. A flag is tossed, and he's piled up at about the 37, 38-yard line. Let's see what the penalty is all about. It's against Washington State, holding, and that will cost the Cougars 15 big ones. The ball is moved back to the 20. Bill Abel will attempt the conversion out of Dave Peterson's hold. He boots it up. We got a brand new ball game. Oregon State 7, Washington State 7. Watkins is the deep man. Booker Washington and Elvin Moreland also back. It's not a deep kick. Picked up at about the 20 by one of the linemen, McDougal, I believe, an end. And he goes right up the middle to almost the 40. Doug McDougal taking the short kickoff. Beavers got it for the second time in the ball game, just short of their own 40-yard line. Paul Brothers stacks the eye, sends a man in motion. Washington carrying right up the middle, and he gains maybe 4 yards. Stopped by the defensive center, Burgess Bauder, number 51. Second down, a long 6 to go for Oregon State. Brothers rolling off to the right. He got a screen of blockers in front of him, still on his feet, and then is piled under at the 47 in Cougar territory. Larry Griffith at the bottom of the pile. First and 10, Oregon State on the Cougar 47-yard line. Number 19 is Paul Brothers, the young sophomore, back to throw, batted away, and a good defensive play by Bill Cook. Second and 8, Beavers, 7-7 ball game, late in the first quarter. Delay up the middle, nobody was fooled on that one, and Cliff Watkins was upset for a loss, and I believe it was 88 Rich Sharon or possibly Bud Norris. 88 or 89, Bud Norris at the bottom of the pile. Third down, 10.5 yards to go for the Beavers. 7-7 ball game. Brothers jump pass. No, he's going to run with it. Now he throws, hits his man, and I think he got the first down. Ball at the 36, first and 10 Oregon State in Cougar territory. 7-7, man in motion Watkins goes off as Washington carries up the middle and is pulled down with an ankle tackle. Tom Hedemark making the stop. Second and 1 on the Cougar 27.5. Brothers again back to throw. He's been deadly passing. Now he's going to run with it. And is pulled down from behind down near the 15, but not before he got the first down. Payton made the tackle. First and 10 Beavers just across the Cougar 15-yard line. Brothers rolling out. Somebody dived for him and missed him. Still gets away and gets down to the 10-yard line after seemingly being trapped back on the 15. Dempsey made the tackle. Second down, 6, just short of the Cougar 10. Brothers. Ball batted away and intended for Moreland. He made a dive for it. Dave Thomas was the one who came in and batted the ball away, so it's incompleted forward pass. Third and 6, just short of the Cougar 10-yard line. Brothers sends a man in motion. He keeps it, pulled down at about the 6-yard line by Dempsey. Fourth and 1, Beavers at the Cougar 5. This will be a big one, as you can imagine. Man in motion, drive up the middle, piled up at the line of scrimmage. Let's wait and see if they made it. They did not. The Cougars hold. Great defensive job as the gun ends the first quarter. The score, Oregon State 7, Washington State 7. Now a word from your local Ford dealer.
Well, Bert, the middle of the defensive line looked pretty good stopping Oregon State on the 4-yard line.
Well, Bill, I think probably the interior of our defensive line played a pretty good ball game throughout the whole game. I know that Oregon State didn't crack it too many times. On the other hand, we did have very average to poor corner play, and this, of course, is our problem. It's always been our problem, and I know that our secondary is very young, so as a result, well, we had, you might say, very average to poor secondary play. But I do think the interior of our line, and I do think Wally Dempsey does a fine job for us.
Peterson on the keeper, and he goes for 5 out to the 10. Second down and 5, just across the 10. Again, Peterson keeps it, dives through there, and a good play, and gets up to about the 9, faking the handoff to Williams. Third and 1 Cougars, just short of the 15-yard line. Elmas cracks across the 15, gets the first down with a yard or two to spare. First and 10 Cougars on their own 17. Williams is flanked wide to the left. Gaskins carries, bounces off somebody, still going, and then tries to turn away, and boy, he is upset hard at the 20-yard line. Gain of about 3 after a lot of running. Well, the officials ruling went as far as the 21-yard line. Williams now carries, and he doesn't find any room and is piled up after a short gain. Elmas and Gaskins. Gaskins moves. It's Elmas carrying the ball. Flag goes down, and Larry still batters his way up to the 30, and we'll have to wait and see what the flag is, but it's against Washington State, which will cost the Cougars a first down that they got on the play. Well, it's 3rd and 9 because the Cougars lost 5 for being offside after getting the first down. Williams on the reverse and didn't fool anybody, and they're dropped for a loss and will be forced into a kicking situation. Obilovich, number 55, made the tackle. Tom Kelly back to kick. He's on about his own 2. Dan Esplin is the single safety for Oregon State. Kelly gets a beauty away. Esplin has to backpedal, takes it at the 41. Oh, boy, he is hit at the midfield stripe and really racked up. First and 10 Oregon State at the midfield stripe. And again, Paul Brothers wants to call timeout to get some offensive ball players in the ball game. Well, now we're all set to go. Oregon State first down at the midfield stripe. Brothers sets his eye, goes back to throw, shoots one off in the pass. It is incomplete. Intended for Alvin Moreland, number 35. Mike Cadigan there to cover him. 2nd and 10 Beavers, 7-7. We're early in the second quarter. Moreland is the split back on the right side. Brothers running laterally, then elects to pitch deep. For Watkins, he gets away, and whoa, boy, was he racked up at the 39-yard line by John Forbes. First and 10 Oregon State at the 39-yard line. Brothers, again, that look-in pass, completes it, and they have a little trouble getting him down. Cadigan made the stop. Gain of 9 on the pass. It's 2nd down and 1. Brothers, again, faking the handoff, back to throw, gets away, and then is hit inside the 25 after seemingly being trapped back near the line of scrimmage. Another first down Beavers at the Cougar 23. Paul Brothers sends a man in motion, carries it himself, then pitches deep to Watkins, still gets away, and then he's hit and stopped across the way after a short gain. The 2nd and 9 Oregon State at the Cougar 22-yard line, man in motion, and everybody goes offside. It's against Oregon State. 2nd down, 14 Oregon State at the Cougar 27. Man in motion, that's Watkins coming to the right. Brothers to throw, down the middle, completes it to Moreland again. Look out, still going, and he goes almost to the 10-yard line for another Beaver first down. Forbes making the tackle. First and 10 Oregon State at the Cougar 12. And the Beavers have been deadly with their passing, getting good blocking too. There's Brothers, he goes in, touchdown. Fine blocking for Oregon State, and the Beavers go out in front 13-7. Steve Clark will attempt the conversion out of Gordy Queen's hold. It's up. It's good. Oregon State 14, Washington State 7, 8:34. Playing time remaining in the first half. Clark to kick off. Gaskins and Williams are deep, and even kicking into the wind, he kicks it deep, and Gaskins loses it into the end zone and downs it there. The Cougars will bring it out to the 20. Cougars set to go on the 20. Clarence Williams up the middle, breaks away from one man, gets across the 25, up to about the, well, just across the 25. It'll be 2nd down and a short 5 to go. Williams is split to the left side. It's Gaskins, and Bill is up near the 30 on about a 4-yard carry. 3rd and the length of the football, short of the first down. Peterson keeps it and drives across enough to get the first down. First down, Washington State at their own 32-yard line. Peterson rolling back to pass, got good protection, decides to run with it, and gets across the 35 for a gain of about 4 yards. Cougars 2nd down at the 37. It's Clarence Williams, sidesteps the tackler, gets up and near the first down. Cougars on their own 42.5-yard line. Gaskin starts in motion, deep pitch to Williams. Clarence banged out of bounds at the 48. Washington State, 2nd and 5 at their own 48-yard line. Peterson to throw. Got a man down there, a little bit high, and it is incomplete at the 40-yard line, intended for Rich Sharon. 3rd and 5 at the 48. Peterson on the deep pitch to Williams. And can Clarence get over far enough? Does he? He's out of bounds, and I don't know whether he made the first down or not. We'll have to wait and see. The Cougars didn't make it. They're going to go for it, and the crowd likes it. Peterson. He didn't go far, but he didn't have far to go. He made it. First down. 1st and 10 Cougars at the Oregon State 46-yard line. Peterson to throw. Completed to Sharon, and Sharon slips and falls about a yard short of the first down. 2nd down, and not very far for the first down. Deep pitch to Williams. Clarence is across the 35-yard line and gets the first down with a yard or so to spare. First down just across the 35 in Oregon State territory. Peterson keeps his footing and goes to the 25, and that will be close to another Cougar first down, and a good play by Davy Peterson. 2nd down, less than a yard to go for the Cougars, just short of the 25, and Larry Elmas gets the first down, pounding right up the middle. Ball on the 22, 1st and 10 Cougars. Peterson to Williams, and Williams gets maybe 2. He's down to about the 20, and then he was piled up by the whole center of the Oregon State defensive line. 2nd and 8 for the Cougars, just short of the 20-yard line in Oregon State territory. That's Peterson back to throw. Being chased. He can't get rid of it, has to run, and still gains about 3 yards. All receivers were blocked, and Davy had to carry it himself. 3rd down, a short 6 to go. Cougars, Gaskins in motion. It's Williams carrying, and he gets away. Stopped at about the 18-yard line, and he will be well short of the first down with a 4th down situation coming up. 4th down along 5. Cougars are lining up to go. Peterson, and he can't get away. He's thrown for a loss, and Oregon State will take over on their own 22-yard line. 1st and 10 Beavers at their own 22-yard line. Less than a minute and a half playing time remaining in the first half. Brothers to Cliff Watkins. And Watkins breaks out in the open, gets up across the 40 to about the 42-yard line before John Forbes pulled him down. Ball at the 42, Oregon State's ball. Watkins goes in motion. Brothers back to throw. Less than a minute to play in the half. And Brothers isn't going anywhere. Bud Norris and somebody else in there, Dave Thomas, number 55, to pull him down for a big loss. About 15 seconds of playing time remaining in the half. It's 2nd down, a lot of yards for Oregon State. And that's Watkins carrying, and he gets back up across the 40 to about the 41. The clock continues to run, and with time will run out. That's the gun ending the first half with a score Oregon State 14, Washington State 7. I'll be back with head coach Bert Clark in just a moment. First, a word from the man from Northwestern.
Well, Bert, at the half, 14-7 Oregon State, we're still very much in the ballgame.
Well, we thought so. I talked with Tommy Proto after the ball game, and of course after the ball game he can say this, but he said at the halftime he thought his team was beaten, and our team did pretty much, I feel, control the first half, although we did give them the 2 scoring opportunities. We were quite pleased at half, and at the halftime we thought we'd come back out and actually win the ball game, and I do know that I wanted to win this one real badly, and I do know that the team wanted to win real badly. And we just had a few things that happened to us, of course, that don't usually happen, and as a result of this, we got beaten.
We'll be set for the second half kickoff in just a moment, but first, here's a word from your local Ford dealer.
Wayne Foster kicks off to start the second half. Cliff Watkins is the deep man, and he takes it at about the 4. Right up the middle, and suddenly runs out of space at the 23-yard line. Oregon State set to go. First down at their own 22.5-yard line. They lead at 14-7 as the second half goes, and Watkins broke into the open and moved all the way up to the 30-yard line before he was hit and dropped by about 3 Cougars. At the bottom of the pile, number 66, Wally Dempsey. Second down, about 2.5. Ball right at the 30. Beavers have it in their own territory. Watkins moves in motion. Brothers to Booker Washington. He tries to spin away from the tackler and is stopped after a gain of about 2. He'll be about a yard short of the first down. Third down, about a yard to go for the Beavers. All Brothers, number 19, sends Watkins in motion. He's going to carry it himself. He gets to the 35 and gets the first down. So it's first down Beavers at their own 36-yard line early in the third quarter. Brothers back to throw. He's been deadly with those passes today. Overthrows Cliff Watkins at the 35. Second and 10, Oregon State at their own 36. On the delay play with Watkins carrying, and he was upended after a very short gain. Third and 8, Beavers. Watkins goes in motion. Brothers to throw. Incomplete. Intended for Moreland, and the Beavers are in a fourth down situation. This is the first time this afternoon that Oregon State has punted. Len Fergadich as the kicker. Clarence Williams, the lone safety man for the Cougars. And Fergadich gets off a good kick. Clarence is going to let it bounce, and boy, it takes a good Cougar bounce. And bounced off the Cougar foot, and the Beavers have it. Well, that was a tough break, and it's something that could not have been helped because the ball player it hit was a Cougar blocker who was down. He couldn't get away from it as it took that wild bounce, hit a Cougar on the foot. The Beavers have it, and what a great break for Oregon State. So the Beavers have it with a first and 10, just short of their own 35, and they almost got offside, and a flag goes down, so I guess they did. The Beaver broke across and apparently did not get back quick enough. Offside Oregon State, so it's first and 15, just short of the 40 in Cougar country. Brothers on the deep pitch to Watkins, and did he go out of bounds or not? He fumbled. Well, let's see. Maybe the whistle had blown. We better wait and see what the officials rule. Beavers gained back the yardage lost on the penalty at second down and a long 9 at the Cougar 35. They lead at 14-7. As Brothers rolls out, gets good blocking. He always has a wave of blockers in front of him. He's finally hit at about the 28-yard line by Clarence Williams. Third and 3, Oregon State on the Cougar 28-yard line. Brothers to Watkins. Flag goes down as Watkins gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Illegal motion against Oregon State. Cougars take the penalty. It's third and 8 for Oregon State. Brothers throws incomplete. Clarence Williams there to break it up, intended for Alvin Moreland. Danny Espelin goes into kick formation. Espelin rarely punts, only when the Beavers need a certain situation to try and kick it dead. He's pretty good as a squib kicker, and he does just that. And look at that ball roll, and it's going to roll dead inside the 5-yard line. Good kick by Espelin. Short, but it accomplished exactly what the Beavers wanted. Cougars have to put the ball in play at their own 4-yard line. Peterson to Gaskins, and I guess Peterson kept it, faked to Gaskins, and crossed the 5 to about the 7.5 or 8-yard line, trying to get out of the hole. Second and 6, Cougars. This time he gives it to Gaskins, and Bill gains a yard, but no more. Third down, about 6 for the Cougars. Peterson to Williams, and Williams is across the 15, and he gets the first down. What a great ball game Clarence Williams is playing against Oregon State. First and 10, Cougars. And a flag goes down as Billy Gaskins on a quick opener on the right side crosses the 25 to about the 28. But the penalty is against Washington State for illegal procedure. The second time in the ball game that a good run by the Cougars has been nullified by a penalty. So it's first and 15 Cougars. They're on their own 11-yard line. Peterson tries to shake Williams loose, but Clarence can't find much running room and gets about 3 yards. Second down, Cougars. Peterson to Williams on the weak side, the short side, and he runs out of room and gets racked up at the 11-yard line, right about the line of scrimmage. Third down, 15 Cougars. Peterson rolling out. He decides to keep it, and boy, does he get hit and hard at the 15-yard line, and the Cougars will have to kick it. So the Cougars, who got off to such a good start in this sequence, shoved back by the penalty, now are in a kicking situation with Kelly about the 2-yard line, and he gets it away, and it's a beauty. Espelin, a single safety, fields it at the 39, gets out of that pocket and runs it up to the Cougar 46. Good return by Dan Espelin. First and 10, Oregon State at the Cougar 40, well, just across the 47-yard line. Washington in motion. Drive straight ahead, no gain. Pile up by the center of the line, Ron Verlick at the bottom of that pile. Second down, Oregon State, about 9.5. Brothers faking the handoff, back to throw, shoots one on the side. It is incomplete and out of bounds anyway. Still third and about 9.5 on the Cougar 46-yard line. Oregon State leading at 14-7, and they're in possession. There's Paul Brothers, and he's down at the 45-yard line as Wally Dempsey. Jim Payton helped him out to nail Brothers after a gain of only a yard. 4th and 8 for Oregon State. And again, the Beavers send Dan Espelin, their specialist punter, back at the 43. He boots it. Clarence Williams wants to take a fair catch and does at about the 19. So the Cougars take over inside their own 20. Davey Peterson at quarterback. He's gone all the way offensively. Gets a good block across the way and finally is run out of bounds on about the 26. Second and 1, Cougars on their own 28-yard line. Peterson wedges it out, breaks in the open, goes up across the 40-yard line, about the 43. Well, the Cougars have had quarterbacking troubles at various times this season, but in the Oregon State game, Davey Peterson has played a magnificent football game.
Well, Bert Peterson, I thought, played a pretty good ball game for the Cougars.
Well, I think so, considering that Dave is just a sophomore and he's learning every week. It's an unfortunate thing that he did throw that interception late in the ball game. On the other hand, he made many, many fine plays, and if you think about it, we had absolutely fine execution when it came to running the draw play to Clarence and when it came to running Elmas, and the overall game plan was followed, and Dave followed it identically as we talked about. And this is all you can ask, and of course the play was called, and it was a good call, the pass play to Sharon, and he just overthrew his mark, and of course the interception stopped our drive. But we have high hopes for Dave. We haven't seen anything yet that shows us that he lacks courage or leadership, so as a sophomore, he operates about like a sophomore. One of these days he's going to be a junior, and one of these days he'll be a senior.
Cougars at their own 42, and again Peterson tries to wedge it, but this time he doesn't go anywhere, as you see, and is piled up by about 5 white shirts. Peterson again, this time to Clarence Williams, and oh boy, you saw that one. That's like running into a brick wall. 3rd and 8, Cougars on their own 44-yard line. Peterson fakes the handoff, follows the blocker, but is hit and stopped well short of the first down. Well, the Cougars are going to go for it on their own 48. Peterson, and he's tripped up, and he's going to be about a yard short of the first down. So Oregon State takes over on their own 49-yard line, and Brothers immediately calls timeout to get some offensive players in the ball game. And the Cougars, of course, will bring in the defensive platoon. Now the Beavers have their offensive platoon in now, and will put it in play at their own 49-yard line as Paul Brothers gives it to Watkins, who stops, shakes away a tackler. Down the sidelines he goes and is finally wrestled out of bounds. Boy, he's hard to bring down. 1st and 10, Oregon State on the Cougar 38-yard line. Paul Brothers to Cliff Watkins, and Watkins finds running room. There are flags all over the field, and he's all the way down to the 20-yard line, but the penalty will be against Oregon State to nullify what otherwise would have been a good gain. First down, 15 to go for the Beavers. They're on the Cougar 42.5-yard line after that illegal motion penalty. Brothers fakes the reverse, decides to keep it, and finds some room, and Mike Cadigan finally pulls him down from behind way up at the 30-yard line. Second down, about 2 on the 30. About a minute and a half of playing time remaining in the third quarter. Booker Washington tries to go through there, and he's picked up and shoved back by Larry Griffith. 3rd and 3 as Brothers sets the eye. keeps it and tries to follow Washington, and again is hit at the line of scrimmage and shoved back. No gain for Oregon State. 4th and 2, Oregon State. The ball on the Washington State 30-yard line. There's Brothers. He gets the first down across the 20 to about the 18. Time running out in the third quarter. There's the gun ending the third quarter with a score, Oregon State 14, Washington State 7. Now a word from the man from Northwestern. 1st and 10, Oregon State at the Cougar 18-yard line as we get the 4th and final period underway. 14-7, Beavers lead. It's been a fine football game. Ooh, get back there. He did. Brothers to Watkins, and Watkins pounds the right side and gained maybe 3 yards. You can go across the line, you know, providing two things. One, you don't make any contact with the opposition, and two, that you get back across the line of scrimmage, back in your own territory before the ball is snapped. And that's what happened on that play, and though it may have appeared to have been an offside, it was not, because the Cougar defender was back in his own zone, did not make any contact. Okay, it's 2nd down, 7. Brothers to throw, down the middle, incomplete at the 3-yard line, intended for Elvin Moreland. 3rd and 7, Beavers at the Cougar 15-yard line. Brothers to throw, shoots one out in the flat. He completes it at the 10 inside the 10-yard line. Pass completed to the split end, number 26, Bob Grimm. The Beavers with a 4th and 1 have their field goal backfield in. Steve Clark, who does nothing but place kick, and Gordon Queen, who doesn't do much but hold the ball for place kicks. Clark boots it up. Boy, it is good. And Oregon State picks up 3 more points, now leads by 10. It's Oregon State 17, Washington State 7, 13 minutes and 55 seconds, the playing time remaining in the ball game. Steve Clark boots it. Mel Brady and Clarence Williams, the deep man, as Clark boots it way into the end zone, and Brady takes it there and downs it. The Cougars will bring it out to the 20. 1st and 10, Cougars at the 20-yard line. That's Williams starting to move. It's Brady carrying the football, and he doesn't go anywhere. He's going to be thrown for a loss. 2nd down, a little more than 11 yards, a loss of about a yard on the play. Peterson keeps it, hurdles, gets it back across the 20, and gains maybe a couple of more yards. 3rd down, Cougar just a little less than 10. Clarence Williams can't get enough room, gets up to about the 25, but the Cougars will be forced to kick with a 4th and about 5 situation. Kelly will kick it from about the 12. Espelin, a lone safety man for Oregon State. Kelly booting into the wind, still gets a good kick away, as Espelin has to back up and signal for a fair catch, and took it at about the 37.5-yard line. 1st and 10, Oregon State. 38-yard net kick for Tom Kelly, which is very good. He was booting into the wind. Brothers to Booker Washington, and Washington doesn't gain much, if any. 2nd down and 8 at the 40-yard line. Oregon State leading 17-7 in the 4th quarter. Brothers back to throw, gets rid of it just before he was hit and threw way high, intended for Bob Grimm. 3rd down, 8, Oregon State lining up in kick formation. Furkatich, the kicker. Flag goes down as Furkatich boots it. Gaskins fields it at about the 17. Reverses his field. Goes up the middle, gets to the 35-yard line, but let's see what that penalty marker back at the line of scrimmage is all about. Well, there were 2 penalties on the play. Offside Oregon State, clipping against Washington State. They offset each other. So Oregon State will kick it again with a 3rd down, but this time they don't. Brothers takes it and gets away, but he may have gotten the 1st down as the Beavers lined up in 3rd down kick formation, but this time they didn't go for it. Let's see whether Brothers made it. I believe he's going to be a little short. 4th and half a yard, Furkatich in kick formation. That is 35. Gaskins is the single safety for the Cougars, and Furkatich boots it. The Cougars weren't sure he was going to, and boy, does he really boot that thing down there. He's got the wind at his back, and the ball rolls into the end zone and will roll dead there, and the Cougars will bring it out to the 20. Oregon State has got great kicking all afternoon, both punting and place kicking. Cougars 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Brady starts in motion. Williams trying to cut back, but can't find the hole. Gains 2 yards at the most. Down goes a penalty flag. The penalty was against Oregon State for a personal foul, giving the Cougars a first down just across their own 35. Elmas can't go far, maybe about 2 yards, before he's upset by the center of the Beaver line. 2nd and 8, Cougars. Peterson on the deep pitch to Williams. He cuts nicely away from one man, finds some room, and then just burrows into some tacklers across the way after making the first down. First down, Cougars at their own 47-yard line. Peterson faking the handoff, giving it to Williams on the reverse, but it didn't fool many Beavers. And Clarence is spilled at the 40-yard line for about a 7-yard loss. 2nd down and a lot of yards for the Cougars, about 16. Peterson keeps, and he's hit and spilled for another loss. Back at the 37, as the Beavers had it diagnosed perfectly. Well, it's 30. It'll be 1st and 10 on the Oregon State 19-yard line. 1st and 10, Cougars. Inside the Oregon State 19, Peterson to Gaskins, and Billy fights his way for maybe a couple of yards against the whole Beaver line. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Peterson deep pitch to Williams, and Clarence can't find the room, and he's going to be racked up for a loss, but there's a penalty marker down on the 11-yard line. The penalty was against Washington State for clipping, but Oregon State declined it, making it 3rd and 12 at the 21-yard line. Peterson to throw, way intercepted at the 11-yard line, intended for Rich Sharon. Intercepted by Dan Sieg, and the Beavers take over. Beavers take over at their own 11-yard line, leading 17-7, about 6:50 actual playing time remaining. Espelin moving in motion. Gordon Queen is in at quarterback for the first time offensively today, and he moves it across the 15 to about the 16. 2nd down and 5, Oregon State. They'll try to eat up as much time as possible without giving up the football. Espelin moves in motion. Booker Washington, and Washington finds some holes out in the open, and finally is going to be pulled down from behind up at about the 45, and down goes a flag. 15-yard penalty against the Cougars for a personal foul. Moves the ball across the 40 in Cougar territory. Queen to Cliff Watkins, and Watkins finds some running room and is down inside the 25-yard line, almost to the 20 before he's pulled down. Another Oregon State first down. First down, Beavers has Gordon Queen, number 18 at quarterback. And, of course, you can see that will be an obvious offside against Oregon State as about half the line broke. 1st and 15, Beavers at the Cougar 26-yard line. They lead 17-7, 5:14 playing time remaining in the ball game. Queen sends Watkins in motion on the near side, gives it to Booker Washington, and Washington is to the 25, a gain of about 1 before he's pulled down. 2nd down, 14 at the 25. Queen to Watkins, and he is wrestled down by Wally Dempsey after a gain of about 3. Ball at the Cougar 23, 3rd and about 11. Left end split, flanker set to the right side. Watkins goes in motion for Oregon State. Queen rolling back to pass. He's being chased by Dempsey and is pulled down by Wally Dempsey and somebody else in there to help him, Dale Canute. 4th and 18 for the Beavers as they break the huddle, start to set up, and then decide to go back and recheck signals. 4th and 18 at the Cougar 28-yard line. Booker Washington was injured on the preceding play, but he came out of the ball game under his own power. Clock shows just a little bit less than 4 minutes of playing time remaining in the ball game, as the Cougars are just about to run out of time. Now the Beavers are all set to go, and they drop a kicker back. Looks like Dan Sieg, I believe. Number 37. If so, he'll be the 3rd punter they've used. Left-footed, and he tries to just angle it out of bounds and hit a Cougar. Beavers got it. That's the 2nd time that's happened. The ball bounced off a Cougar, and the Beavers have it. And so Oregon State gets a great break with a first down at the Cougar 21-yard line. First down at the Cougar 21. Queen, the quarterback, and Queen immediately calls timeout. Well, Beaver coach Tommy Prothro, the gentleman in the light raincoat, spends most of the time at the football game in the press box, calls each play from the press box because he says he can see much better there than on the bench. And he's now, as you see, on the field, just came on the field with 3:19 to go, and his team 10 points ahead. So apparently Prothro felt at this stage that the ball game was pretty well locked up. We might say that this, you don't see the ball hit a defensive player once a ball game on the average, and here it's happened twice in this ball game, and both times against Washington State, and both times it cost the Cougars heavily, and both times it was, well, all but unavoidable, completely unavoidable. Hit the lineman in the back. Beaver's ready to go now. Queen gives it to Cliff Watkins, and Watkins crosses the 20 to about the 18, gain of about 3. Second down, 8 for Oregon State on the Cougar 18, 2:50 the time remaining in the ball game. Taking the handoff was Marv Croston, number 14, and he's down to about the 16-yard line, and time is called. Third and about 5 for the Beavers. Cougar 16-yard line. Long count. Queen keeps it, cuts inside, and then is wrestled down across the way. Fourth down, about 2. Right half split. Left end is also split. Queen handing it off to Croston, and Croston hammers the left side, and did he make the first down? It'll be real close. Well, he got it. First down at the 10.5. A minute and a half playing time remaining in the ball game. It's beginning to darken up. Queen back to throw. Can't find anybody. Finally shoots one off in the flat. Nobody near it, incomplete. Second down, Oregon State. 1:29 to play. Croston again, and Croston doesn't go anywhere. Well, the Beaver cheering section chanting, "We smell roses," referring to the fact, of course, that they are undefeated in the conference. Queen throws. Did he get it over? Complete, just short of the goal line. Well, I don't imagine Tommy Prothro appreciates that reference to roses because he's got some pretty tough ball games yet. It's 4th and goal for the Beavers. Queen to Croston, and Croston is in for the touchdown. It's 23-7, Oregon State, with 24 seconds remaining to be played in the football game. Clark will attempt the conversion out of Gordon Queen's hold. High pass from center, but it's down in plenty of time. And the kick is perfect right down the middle, and it's Oregon State 24, Washington State 7 with just 24 seconds of playing time remaining. Steve Clark does nothing but place kick, but boy, he does that very well. A field goal and 3 conversions, and he's kicked the ball into or out of the end zone every time he's place kicked it today, and that includes a couple against the wind. Cougars will bring it out to the 20 with 24 seconds of playing time remaining in the ball game. First and 10 Cougars, Tommy Roth in at quarterback. First time that Peterson has been out of the ball game on offense today. Clarence Williams carries and gets across the 25 to about the 26 as the clock continues to run. Cougars don't want to take a huddle. They want to try and get another play off if they can. Pardon me, about 8 seconds to go. Incompleted pass, and that will stop the clock with 5 seconds remaining. Quite likely this will be the last play of the ball game. Roth back to throw, and he's hit and swarmed for a loss at the 17. And there's the gun ending the game with a final score. A lot of guns. Oregon State 24, Washington State 7. I'll be back with Coach Bert Clark and a recap in just a moment. First, this word from your local Ford dealer.
Bert, looking at the bright side, the Cougars in a lot of ways played better today against Oregon State, I thought, than they have all season.
Well, I think so. I think we played many areas. We played a fine football game. We ran more offensive plays than Oregon State. We outrushed Oregon State, and considering that we ran for 278 yards, I believe it was, on the ground. Oregon State is considered the best defensive football team on the coast. So there are many good things about our football team and our football game. On the other hand, we're not strong in certain areas, but we're hoping to get that way.
How about Oregon, Bert?
Well, they're a great football team. They have a great offensive punch, and I know they have a great defensive team too. So it'll be another scrapping week, and we don't have any injuries. Wayne Foster bruised his knee a little bit, but he's all right. And other than that, well, we're in fine shape for the Oregon game.
That wraps it up for this afternoon. We'll be back next week at the same time with the play-by-play of the Washington State-Oregon football game.